Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Welcome back to the live stream. My name is Dr. Kojo, and this is the late night show with Dr. Kojo, yours truly. Let's go ahead and use the comment section to let me know where you're checking in from. Let's go ahead and let's get started. Let's get into it. I gotta reply to somebody real quick. The USA game is actually on right now, so attention may be waning because our country is playing in the World Cup at the moment. So this live stream will probably be like 30, 45 minutes. We won't make it too long because it's a big day. It's a special day. All right. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Yee. 4 emotional signs of autism and ADHD. That's what we're talking about today. We're talking about 4 emotional signs of autism and ADHD. So let's see where everybody's checking in from. Aaron is checking in from Denver. Aaron, send me a connect thingy on LinkedIn. I will do my best to get to it. I'm not good at LinkedIn. I don't think I'm the best at LinkedIn, but I go on every once in the blue moon and go through and click the buttons. So yeah, let's connect. And thank you for your attention. We have our moderator, Leilani, checking in from New York City. Thank you for your attention. We have people following in on TikTok. Mind you, we are live on a couple of different platforms. We're live on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitch, Kick, TikTok. I'm forgetting one. TikTok, that's the biggest one. TikTok. All right, Aaron. We will take a look at your inquiry. No worries. Oh, USA already scored. USA already scored. My attention is gonna be all over the place. Wow. What a I made an intentional effort to not actually. I might cut the game on, have it in the background with the noise off. Thank you, Aaron. I appreciate you. We have Robin from Minnesota. We have Red Rooster. How you say that? Red Rooster from Chicagoland. Crystal from Chicago. Crystal, no worries. I'm going to come back to Chicago. Chicago is my favorite comedy town. Y'all show up and show out for me every time I come. So I will be back in Chicago. So do not feel, well, you missed out on a great show. I ain't gonna lie. You missed out on a great show. An amazing show. But nevertheless, we will be back in Chicago, Illinois. You can bet your bottom dollar. Dominican Poppy, that's hilarious. London, Patrick is here. Patrick, thank you for your attention. Thank you. Speaking of London, England, Ghana and England had a close game, and it was a tie. I like both of our chances to get out of the group. Brian says they just added the autism to the ADHD last week. Explained a lot. But Brian, you are in the right spot. If you have ADHD and autism, you are in the right spot. We're going to be talking about 4 emotional signs of ADHD. And when it comes to autism and ADHD, we talk about everything except for the emotional side. We talk about the lack of focus. We talk about the executive dysfunction and things being so hard. We talk about the sensory issues. Of course, we got to talk about the sensory issues because that's one of the most frustrating parts. You know, things that smell funky, things that, feel weird, just being out of touch with our senses. We talk about that, but we don't talk enough about the emotional side of being neurodivergent. Because look, if you're neurodivergent in this live stream, there's a good chance that you experience some funky moods every now and then. To have a week where you go through and you have a perfect mood Monday through Friday, it's kind of unusual. It's kind of unusual. Every now and then it'll be a Thursday or a Tuesday or a Sunday where you're just thrown off and you don't know why, but your mood is just funky. So we're going to talk about that thing. We're going to talk about that today. Let's see who else we have in here. We have Harlem, New York. Crystal, next time I come to Chicago, I hope you're not sick. But like I said, I will be back. My day was good, Andrea. Thank you for asking. Watch my BPD psychosis video. I'm neurodivergent. If you are neurodivergent, you're in the right spot. You're in the right spot. You're in the right spot. Someone on TikTok says, "Are you neurospicy too?" Guys, when you watch my video, do y'all think that I'm normal? There's not. There's nothing about my content that suggests that I'm normal. I'm not normal, and I'm tired of having to pretend like I'm normal. And luckily, I have this platform where I can let my hair down. You know, I whip my hair back and forth. I can let my hair down and be as crazy as I actually am. So this is a safe space for all neurodivergence, a safe space for all of us. Pittsburgh in the house. Ashley, thank you for your attention. Anali says, I feel like I've always been neurodivergent, but I've never gone to get a diagnosis. I've always felt like an alien. If that phrase, if you've uttered that phrase, it's come out of your mouth. I feel weird. I feel like I'm an alien. I feel like I'm different from other people. Oh yeah, you should definitely go get assessed. Most definitely, because those are the neurodivergent precursor words to being officially diagnosed. Oh, I just feel like nobody understands me. Like I feel so out of touch with everybody. Yeah, those are neurodivergent buzzwords. And I love y'all too. I love y'all too. I love y'all too. Funny joke right here. Funny joke. Funny joke. I'll give you this one. As a comedian, I'll give you this one. I don't know if your girlfriend dumped you for real, but I'll give you this one. And Red Rooster, AuDHD as of yesterday. Welcome to the family. Welcome to the family. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Melissa from Akron, Ohio. Awesome. And see, Andrew Oates. I hope I'm saying that, or Andre. I'm not sure if I'm saying. Either way, I could be messing it up. I need a safe space tonight. I asked hubby to get me water. He brought it in a mug. Sir, that's the wrong texture. Facts. Facts. Your content helped me convince me to get assessed. I'm 54 and just got my diagnosis, AuDHD, on Friday. Guys, this is my life's work right here. I take this work very seriously. People in their 40s and 50s and 60s, dare I say 70s, getting assessed and them finding out that they're neurodivergent. I take this work very seriously. So congrats on your diagnosis, and welcome to this journey where you're going to learn so much more about yourself. This is another buzz phrase right here. I feel like I'm bad at being human. Yes, that works. Do you do? What's the code for that? If you do, I'm trying to set up the cleaner to come tomorrow because my place is dirty. I can't even show y'all the rest of this place. My place is dirty, and the executive dysfunction has been kicking my butt this week. It's been hard to clean anything, so I positioned this to where y'all can see like the nice parts of it over here. But I ain't gonna show you how this place actually looks. I'm not gonna show y'all how this actually looks. 48 years old and AuDHD. Okay, Ryan, welcome to the live stream. Welcome to the live stream. Welcome, 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 welcome. Crystal says, when I was a kid, I used to say, I wish I could unzip myself. Is this what they do when people say something really profound? Big emotions. It's something that we struggle to do even as adults. And that's what we're going to talk about today. We have the 4 emotional signs of autism and ADHD. This is also a great time for you all to remind you all that my comedy tour is underway. The next city on our tour is actually a city called Springfield, Massachusetts. And then we have Boston the very next day. So Springfield, Massachusetts, then Boston. That's July the 25th. Springfield, then July the 26th for Boston. So 25th and 26th back to back. So if you're in the Boston area, if you're in the Hartford, Connecticut area, Check out the comedy shows. Link in the bio for more information. Link in the bio for more information. Jasmine, yeah, that is a front door behind me. It is a front door behind me. All right, where are my signs? Anytime. I'm excited to come to Massachusetts. I love Boston, especially when you go to Boston in the summertime. That's the best time because when you go in the winter, it's so cold and I can't really do the cold. I know I'm one of those warm weather boys. I'm a warm weather boy. Um, uh, Not really. Does basic things and do you take the or how do you? Everybody wants to text me while I'm on the live stream, guys. I gotta give the people the signs. All right, guys, we have four emotional signs of autism and ADHD. Four emotional signs of autism and ADHD. I'm not sure when I'll be back in Chicago. Probably after this year, maybe next year. I'm looking to shoot the comedy special sometime. I'm not gonna announce when I'm gonna shoot the special, but once the special is over and done with, we start all over, and then we go right back to Houston and Chicago and Nashville and all the different cities. So I'm looking for that. Boston does have good food. I hate going to Boston, but Springfield might be tolerable. Wish I knew sooner. No worries. If you can't make it, the next time I come to Massachusetts, I would love to see y'all. I would love to see y'all. All right. Someone says 25 have autism, ADHD. You're in the right place. You are in the right place. You are in the right place. Let me get my signs right here. All right. The four emotional signs of autism and ADHD. Okay. The four emotional signs of autism and ADHD. I'm dropping number one. And someone says if there's a correlation between, somebody asks if there's a correlation between being neurodivergent and being no contact with family. Probably indirectly. I wouldn't say that being neurodivergent means that you're going to, go no contact with your family. But if you are neurodivergent, there's a good chance that there's some childhood trauma there, which could manifest in either complex post-traumatic stress disorder or it can manifest in borderline personality disorder. So if you are neurodivergent, you could have a falling out with family, but not directly. It's not the correlation equals causation type of thing, but there definitely is some type of association there. And that's, I know it's sad. It's sad. Okay. Is a camera in one, so takes 2 hours. So heads up. Now, everybody's texting me right now. Everybody's texting me right now. All right. 4 emotional signs of autism and ADHD. Number 1, you feel emotions intensely but struggle to express them. Let's break this down, guys. You feel emotions intensely, but you struggle to express them. All right. Think of the person who struggles to communicate, right? The autistic individual, because that's what autism is. Autism means that the way you communicate with the world is different from how a neurotypical person would communicate with the world. So because of that, you will need some type of external support. So if you struggle to communicate and express yourself, and on top of that, you feel emotions intensely, think about how frustrated you're going to be the majority of the time. Because number 1, it's taking you longer than the average person to figure out what you're feeling. You need more time than a neurotypical person to process your emotions. You don't know what you're feeling most of the time, but when you know what you're feeling, you feel these emotions intensely. You feel them deeply. And the moment that you realize what emotion you're experiencing and you're trying to convey it to somebody and you realize that you can't actually tell people what you're going through, that's very frustrating. Very frustrating. And this often manifests itself in anger. And I see Flo saying, I got put on antipsychotics. The two FDA approved medications for autism are both antipsychotics. And this is one of the reasons why. Because antipsychotics are, the quickest way for us to regulate somebody's mood, right? Antipsychotics work faster than traditional mood stabilizers. So that's why we use antipsychotics like risperidone or Abilify for autism and other ones as well. But when you struggle to communicate and you're feeling deep emotions, you're going to be stuck. You're going to be stuck. And this is where the external support comes in handy. Having somebody that can help you with communication, having somebody that can help you express your emotions. This is where a therapist can be very helpful. This is where a good friend can be helpful, because a good friend who knows you will make it easier for you to communicate because you already know the person and they know you, right? So if they know you, then you don't have to explain yourself as much. There's additional context that's there with that person that's not there with other people. So if you're hanging around a good friend and you're having a hard time and you're trying to express the fact that you've had a very frustrating week or month or year, halfway through you stumbling to get the words out, they'll say, hey man, hey sis, I get it. You're good. I got you. You're good. You're having a hard time. You don't even have to communicate verbally sometimes. And sometimes when the words are hard to speak, having people that can understand what you're trying to say before you actually say the words, it goes a long way. Because now instead of you being frustrated and you can't convey what you're trying to say, you can take a deep breath. Almost like you're smoking. And Andrea's right. Sometimes even then we still want to explain. Keep in mind, guys, the majority of communication is nonverbal. So for my nonverbal boys and girls out there, or for my boys and girls out there who go nonverbal or go mute at times, just know that the majority of communication is actually not verbal. So you can communicate by pointing, by gesturing, by giving somebody a look, just your eyes. These two eyeballs right here are very powerful things, and they can say a lot without you opening up your mouth. So if you're struggling to communicate the intense emotion that you're having, give yourself some grace. Being hard on yourself is not going to do anything. It's not going to do anything. Being hard on yourself don't do a damn thing. It doesn't do anything. And a lot of our parents, I can go on a tangent about parents. I'm not going to do it tonight. I won't do it tonight. But a lot of our parents are undiagnosed. And this is why they had anger issues. And sometimes they took it out on us. Sometimes, they go get the belt. Blah, 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 blah. Or they go get this. Okay. All right. This kid's watching. So I won't get too in depth with how some of us were disciplined. But y'all know. I feel like I start glitching, like I'm in the wrong universe. Sometimes, like in a Marvel movie, I can relate to that right there. Unfortunately. Is that where yelling problems come from? Potentially. I'm getting married in about 6 weeks, and it's really taking a lot out of me. We're eloping, so I don't have to plan for a large group or deal with the social stuff, but I'm so tired just planning that. Look, if you are neurodivergent, when it comes to weddings, take the easy way. There's two ways to do weddings. You can go and you can do, you spend $50,000 and have this big, I don't even have the words for all of that. Or you can go get eloped. You can go to the courthouse. You can do something that's affordable, something that doesn't require too much planning. I know some people culturally can't have small weddings. I'm from Ghana, West Africa originally, so we like to do things big. But I'm neurodivergent, and don't stress me out. Don't stress me out. Like I'm I'm stressed out on the daily. My baseline is stressed. So don't bring no extra stress in here. My baseline is stressed. I watch your toxic relationships. That's insanely hilarious. Tanisha, I appreciate you. Thank you. I got eloped. The wedding thing was Leona, love of the show. You just got eloped. Look, yes. Guys, we don't have to stress ourselves. Once a month, maybe twice a month, we should ask ourselves, what am I doing right now that is stressing me out? And how can I stop it? All of us need to ask ourselves this because we're talking about the 4 emotional signs of autism ADHD. It's harder for us to regulate our emotions. Okay? So you cannot compare yourself to your neurotypical peers. They have more in the tank. That's just how God made us. It is what it is. They have more in the tank. It's fine. We don't have that much in the tank. However much you have, conserve your energy. Conserve your energy. All right. I got married in the church for $0. For $0. For $0. I love it. I love it. We eloped and we're so happy. I knew my community was so smart. Look at this. I knew it was so smart. Nigerian wedding, African weddings, Indian weddings. It's a lot. The culture is beautiful, though. The culture, it's a beautiful thing. I'm not disrespecting the cultures behind these weddings, but it's just a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot, guys. It's a lot. Okay, let me get to the second emotional sign of autism ADHD, and y'all have already alluded to this one, and it's like y'all can teach this class yourselves. You can teach it yourself because you know what I'm gonna say before I actually say it. And actually, before I drop in my comment, let me put this comment by Chris on the screen. I have 2 failed marriages, and I think a lot of the problems in them was my failure to communicate my emotions effectively. And Chris, I know you've been on this live stream before, and you've told me that you were awaiting an assessment for autism and ADHD. And like I said, I'm not diagnosing you right now because right now I'm just Kojo. I'm not Dr. Kojo. I'm your friend, educating and entertaining y'all. So I can't diagnose you, but this is probably a top 3 relationship breaker, marriage breaker for neurodivergence. Our inability to communicate our emotions effectively. We don't know how to communicate our emotions. So, you marry one nice young lady and things are good for a little bit, then it goes bad. Then you hop into another marriage. Things are good for a little bit. It's fine for a little bit. Then it goes bad. And now you're wondering, am I the problem? Am I broken? What's wrong with me? I don't know what I'm feeling, number 1. And number 2, when I realize what I'm feeling, I don't know how to convey that. Do y'all see how frustrating this is? It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. Emotions, guys. Emotions. 4 emotional signs of autism ADHD. Number 2, you feel misunderstood more often than most people. Okay? And if you feel misunderstood, people keep texting me today. I don't know why. Okay, that sounds good. I'll put up in the kennel. She may bark though, but you'll be good. Yeah, this housekeeper, I need the help. I need the help so bad. So I'm texting back because this housekeeper has got to come and save me. And save me. Number 2, you feel misunderstood more often than most people. All right. The person with autism ADHD who doesn't know what they're feeling and is struggling to regulate their emotions, you're going to feel misunderstood. You're going to feel as if you're the only one going through this experience. And this is why it's so helpful to come to these platforms like my Facebook community, my YouTube, LinkedIn, TikTok, wherever you follow me at. It's important to join, because you need to be around other people who are going through the same thing, or else you're going to feel like you're alien, or you're going to feel like you're bad at life. You're going to feel like you just suck at living life. That's how you're going to feel. And when you feel misunderstood, what you're going to want to do, you're going to want to make people understand you, which is not a good thing, actually. Believe it or not, that's not a good thing. When you go on a quest to make people understand you, like, okay, I need to show people who I am. Like, you're going to understand me and like what I do. And no, you don't want to do that. That's the last thing that you want to do. Letting go of your need for understanding is what's going to liberate you. I don't know exactly at what point in my life this happened for me, but at some point, I just kept going through a lot of BS and pain and pain and pain and failed relationship after failed relationship. I meet a girl, I like her, it's great for 6 weeks. We're struggling, it's good for a couple of months. Then maybe we get to a year mark, boom, it's over. All right, whatever. Move on. Next girl, same thing. Falling out with friends, struggling at work, feeling misunderstood. You want at least one person to understand who you are and what you go through. But when you let go of your need for understanding, it liberates you, and then you feel like you're flying. It doesn't fix all your problems, but now you no longer feel this big deep desire to make people understand you. And the moment that you can get to that point, that's when you're free. That's when you're free. It's like, all right, cool. If you understand me, great. If you don't, this is who I am, and this is what I do. To the best of my knowledge, this is who I am. I'm going to change, and that's in my behaviors and the things that I believe over time. Nobody stays the same, but this is who I am right now. Take it or leave it. I'm going to work to be the best version of myself, but this is who I am, and I have no desire to explain myself to you. Which is funny, because you'll meet another neurodivergent and you'll talk about what you go through, and they'll finish your sentence. And you're like, oh my gosh, people go through what I go through. I'm not the only one. But then you can spend years trying to explain yourself to somebody and they're just hell-bent on not understanding you. And you're like, all right, this is crazy. Either this is crazy or I'm crazy. This is crazy or I'm crazy, or both. I can't communicate properly, but not only my emotions, is communicating in general. Right. And Erica, that's autism right there. This difficulty with communicating, articulating how you feel and where you're at. Very difficult. Even for somebody who's neurotypical, I think it's a fairly difficult task. But especially when you're autistic, it's really hard. When people ask you simple questions like, how are you? You're like, oh shoot, do I tell them the truth and tell them that I'm going through the most difficult period of my life? Or do I say I'm fine? Sometimes you end up saying I'm fine. Like, okay, yeah, I know I'm supposed to say I'm fine. So I'm fine. I'm fine is the biggest lie that we tell ourselves or tell other people. I'm fine. I'm good. I'm fine. You're burned out. You're on your last straw. In fact, your last straw is broken. You don't even have a straw anymore. You have a cup with just a little bit of water. No straw. You're not on your last straw. Your last straw that was 3 months ago. Like you're on your last. People ask you, how are you? I'm fine. I'm fine. No. You need it. You need a safe space. You need a safe space. Rachel says, This is very difficult to teach my 12-year-old autistic son. We are practicing acceptance. Thank you for making videos. Rachel, thank you for your attention. Thank you for your attention. And just know that you're doing a great job as a parent. This is hard to teach a 12-year-old, but look, to teach a 55-year-old, this is equally as difficult. So your son, if he starts working on this right now, he is ahead of the curve. If you start working on learning how to articulate yourself and learning how to express your emotions without fear of judgment, ooh, people go like this. You're a superhero if you can do that. You are a superhero. Chris says, I resort to I'm fine because answering honestly gets weird looks. Right. We've learned not to answer honestly. Patrick says, wait, you guys are using straws. That's funny. The last straw is broken. Yeah. Sometimes, you know how your phone has like a percentage on it? It'll tell you how much battery you have. My phone right now says 27%. My backup phone says 51. When your phone gets to 1%, it eventually gets to 0%, then it dies. Some of us feel like we're at -5%, -10%. Some of us feel like we're past depleted. We are beyond depleted. We are gassed out. And sometimes that's the case. And if that is the case, we have to figure out how we can be a little selfish and pour back into ourselves. And I spoke about this on Tuesday's live stream, being selfish so you can be selfless eventually. Sometimes the help that you need is telling other people no and focusing on yourself. If you prioritize, and look, guys, it's summertime right now. I know you want to be outside. I know you want to have fun. Like, this is the time to have fun. So don't refrain or restrict yourself from having fun. But I want you to understand that sometimes the help that you're looking for, you're desperately looking for help. You're asking people, can you help me? Can you help me? Can you help me? The help you're looking for is within you. You just have to say no to people. No, I can't hang out this weekend. I gotta catch up on work. I gotta sleep. I can't drink with y'all this weekend because it's gonna give me a big headache. Then I'm gonna be in a bad mood on Monday when I go to work, and that's gonna set the tone for the week. Now that bad mood can last for a whole week. That's another thing with us people with ADHD and autism. A funky mood on Monday could last. You could be in a bad mood on Monday, and then you get to Saturday. And you're like, dang, why am I still pissed? And it'll be the smallest thing. Somebody mispronounced your name, and now you go to work upset on Monday. You get to Saturday, you're still thinking about it. You're still pissed. 6 days have gone by, and you're still pissed. Zoe, sit down. Sit down, Zoe. Relax, baby. Relax. Amanda says, I don't want to be outside. It's too bright. Okay. If you don't want to be outside, you can relax. So, kennel. Go down. Go to the kennel. Kennel. So, I'm neurodivergent, but you know what I'm saying. My dog's acting like she doesn't know what I'm saying. Mood preservation. Yes, mood preservation is so key. Mood preservation is so key. Certain things we cannot do because it's going to throw off our mood. And a lot of us right now have sworn off of dating. And look, we all need love, right? We all need love. We all need the good old Mickey Ficky. You know, we all want that good old shucking. We all want to cuddle, with somebody at night and feel accepted and wanted. But a lot of us are aware that relationships dysregulate us and throws off our nervous systems. And this is an interesting time to date. So if that is the case for you, there's nothing wrong with taking a couple of months, a year off from dating, 2 years from whatever you have to do to recharge yourself. You got to put yourself first. You have to put yourself first. Mood preservation is just putting yourself first, honestly. Putting yourself first and learning not to sweat the small things. Trying your best to look at things from a different perspective. Because when you go to therapy, I don't know if y'all have ever been to therapy before, but when you go to therapy, what the therapist is going to do, they're going to look to target your thoughts and help you think a different way. When you have better thoughts, it will set you up for a better life. So that's mood preservation. Mood preservation. And Justin on TikTok says, why do people think that ADHD is not a mental disability? Justin, I don't know why. I don't know why. But ADHD is a legitimate disability. ADHD is a legitimate disability, guys. Yeah, superpower this, superpower that. ADHD is a real deal disability. And it doesn't care how smart you are or how much money you have or what family you come from. When ADHD hits you, like you'll be there. You'll have days where you're depressed. You'll have days where you're behind on things. And all you can do is laugh. All you can do is just laugh. That's all you can do. All you can do. Chrissy says, it's been 12 years since my divorce. I haven't had a successful date since then. Christy, I hear many stories like this. And Christy, I would love it if tomorrow you went on the best date of your life and you found somebody you could spend your life with. But having a life outside of dating or outside of romance is one of the most powerful things that we can do. It actually sets you up for a better and a more healthy dating life when you can pour into your friends pour into you. Let's keep that in mind. Ooh, the third emotional sign of autism and ADHD. Ooh. This one's huge right here. It has to do with rejection sensitivity. I don't know if y'all know, but those of us who are neurodivergent, we don't do well with rejection. We don't do well with rejection. And I don't think there's anybody out there who will be rejected from something and they're like, yes, I got rejected. Yes, I applied for this job and they didn't take me. Yes, I'm so happy. Nah, it's not like that. But some of us will have a more exaggerated reaction to rejection. Some of us will alter our entire lives to where we minimize the chances of us being rejected because it hurts so bad. It hurts so bad. Sometimes you can be rejected by a person that you don't even like, but the fact that they rejected you now makes you obsess over that person. You didn't even like the person. Hasn't make any sense. You didn't even like the person. You thought they were unattractive. You thought their nose was set up funny, but then they rejected you, and now you're obsessed with the person. You're obsessed with their validation, all because you just didn't want that rejection. These small emotional setbacks, they can feel like, it can feel like the world is ending. It can feel like the world, like people will, you'll go through something and people will be like, relax. It's not like the world is ending. And you're like, no, the world is ending. Like my world is ending. This is bad. Like this is awful. And in your brain, you really do feel like things are that bad. And look, for those of us who have autism and ADHD, it's a double whammy. Because those are two conditions right there that make it harder for you to regulate your mood. Two conditions. And keep in mind, the person who has autism, ADHD, it doesn't just stop right there. You don't just have autism and then ADHD. It can come with a little bit of anxiety. It can come with a mood disorder. It can come with a personality disorder. It can come with complex post-traumatic stress disorder. So it's not really just autism and ADHD. We have to account for all of the other things that come with those conditions. Ali Line says, does that fall under rejection sensitivity? I am taking this from the angle of rejection sensitivity because when you rejection is a form of an emotional setback, or it doesn't have to be outright rejection. It could be a letdown. You could be disappointed by something, like you were really hoping for a particular thing. Even great example, when I was younger and the Titans would lose, it would destroy my week. These millionaires playing football that have nothing to do with me outside me being a super fan, when they would lose, it would destroy my week. I would be in a bad mood until Wednesday. And guess what? The Titans have had a lot of years where we haven't been that good, but it would destroy my week. And the older I got, I had to learn, okay, Coach, football is cool. Football is amazing, and we love it. But don't let football run your life. Don't allow sports to run your life, Kojo. I didn't even bet on the games. I was just a super fan. Now, if my team loses, I'll be upset, but it won't destroy me. But emotional setbacks, just not having my way or feeling any type of emotional pain. Man. Guys, emotional pain, a lot of us are emotionally injured. You know how, you're playing a sport and you get injured, like you hurt your arm. So you walk around, your arm hurt like this. You put your arm in a sling, right? You walk around, you lay your arm in a sling. People are like, how'd you get hurt? Well, I was playing sports. I got hurt. But it's okay. It hurts me a little bit, but I took some Motrin. I'm fine. I'll get over it. But it really does hurt. I would take a physical injury right now. Not obviously nothing that's like long lasting, right? Something that I can recover from. But I would take a physical injury right now, have my arm in a sling before I take emotional injury. Emotional injury, you feel like the world is ending. Emotional pain keep you up at night. Emotional injury will have you cry. Even as a fully grown man, emotional injury will have you like this. You're like, you're trying to hide the tears because it's really that debilitating. No, for those of us who are neurodivergent, emotional injury, oh no, like punch me, tackle me, kick me, hit me. I mean, I played football in high school, but I'd rather be tackled by Ray Lewis. And Ray Lewis tackles hard, but I'd rather be tackled by Ray Lewis than to have emotional injury. Emotional injury will have you thinking about things that happened to you 10 years ago. Somebody will ask you, what's on your mind right now? And you're like, man, that one time in 2015 when I spoke up in a work meeting and my boss told me I was stupid in front of everybody in the room, like thinking about that makes me want to cry. That happened 11 years ago. Why are you still thinking about that? It happened 11 years ago. Why are you still thinking about that? We don't forget those things. We can describe these things with vivid detail. Ain't that crazy? Ain't that crazy? Somebody can ask you, hey, what'd you have for breakfast? I don't know, man. Like I ate something, but I don't know. I don't know. I ate something, but I don't know. Somebody asks you what you had for breakfast. You don't know what you ate. That was, 11 hours ago? But you remember what happened to you 11 years ago? You remember every word? You remember how you felt in that moment? Emotional injury is tough. For those of us who are neurodivergent, it's tough. It's tough. And even though I answer questions at the end, let me expound on this question right here. How do you deal with having autism and ADHD and being an empath? Guys, I made a video about this about a month and a half ago. And I said that empathy without boundaries is self-destruction. That's a bar. Man, I'm on a roll tonight. And that video was so good that when I watched it back for myself, I was like, damn, Kojo, you gotta take your own advice. Take your own advice, Kojo. Like you need to take your own advice. Because I feel hypocritical sometimes. I'll tell y'all something, but I won't live it. Empathy without boundaries is self-destruction. Self-destruction. When we think of destruction, right, and we think of, like something disintegrating, we have explosions. And explosions, like a bomb, happens externally. An implosion happens internally. Within, you're dying. Empathy without boundaries is self-destructive. If you don't learn how to carve some boundaries around your empathy, it will have you feeling things for people that you aren't emotionally attached to, but you will invest into something and you will take it upon yourself to carry other people's crosses. And look, I'm not telling you to not be empathetic. Like, be empathetic, be a kind person, help out when you can, do the best that you can, but don't overextend yourself to the point where you have nothing left. Because if you do that, you know what's coming next? If you do that, what's coming next is resentment. And that's the worst of all. Somebody has a situation, you have nothing to do with it, but you feel so bad about their situation. You're trying to help. You've consumed yourself in this problem. You're trying to fix it. You feel so bad about it. You get so deep into this person's problem that you forget to handle your business, right? If you're driving on the road and you start to look to your left or to your right too long, you lose track of where you're going. You could crash. And then when you crash, you get pissed off at them because they distracted you. No, you didn't have any boundaries. So that's why you crashed. But now, because you're thrown off, you resent the person that made you feel. This is pretty deep for a Thursday night now. This is pretty deep for a Thursday night. Farhan on TikTok says, holy sheesh, that's so true. It's true. This is deep for a Thursday night. This is deep for a Thursday night. Amanda, look, if you work in healthcare, guys, I've worked in psych hospitals for over 10 years, and there's no way I could have done that without having empathy. You hear some of the saddest stories, people grieving, and because of grief, they become psychotic. People use drugs one time, they become psychotic. People go through the worst kind of trauma and pain, all types of different abuse, name it, all kinds of abuse. People want to end their lives. If it's your job to help these people in the hospital, like, you can't turn off your emotions. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to care for them. So how do you care for somebody without killing yourself? I can't say that word. I'm sorry. TikTok, my bad. With hurting yourself. Kojo, you know you can't say that. My bad. We got guidelines online. But how do you help people without hurting yourself? That's the key. How do you help without imploding from within? You gotta find some type of a boundary, draw it there, and make sure that you don't cross that boundary. Give what you can. But if you overextend yourself, oftentimes with the expectation that you'll get something in return, it can lead to resentment. And resentment is one of the worst emotions. Resentment is one of the worst emotions. Oh, my goodness. It's tough. And one of the reasons why we like helping out other people and ignoring our problems is because we get a lot of cheap dopamine from it. Our house is dirty, but you want to go to your friend's house and clean? We haven't filed our taxes in 3 years, but you want to get on TurboTax and help your friend file their taxes? No, worry about your taxes. Worry about your house. And then help out your friend. All right? Do the difficult thing. But sometimes we help out other people in an attempt to avoid working on what we need to be working on. And I'm on the road tonight. And then you have emotional vampires. Guys, in this world, you have givers and takers. All right? If you are a giver, you need other givers around you, orbiting around you to protect you. Givers should not be with takers, but takers love givers because givers are giving. Takers don't go find other takers because you can't get nothing from a taker. They take. So takers will find and attach onto givers, and they'll suck you dry, and not in a good way. They'll take everything out of you. They will take everything out of you. And if you let them, you'll be upset at yourself when the smoke clears. You'll be upset at yourself when the smoke clears. And somebody on TikTok says, how do I deal with my partner if he always feels everything way more than necessary? Before I get to my third thing, I just want to touch on that real quick. If you have a partner who feels everything way more than necessary, you have to do your best to not want to understand how he's feeling. Because if somebody feels a lot and you don't feel a lot, and you're trying to understand why they're feeling so much, but you can't do it, it's going to drive you crazy. So the best thing you can do is accept your partner for who they are and understand that they feel a lot. And when you can't relate or understand him, say, hey, I can't relate. I understand that. I don't understand what you're going through, but I'm here for you. Letting people know that you're there for them goes a long way, because you don't have to know what somebody's going through to be there for them. You just have to be committed to, figuring out ways to learn about them. Mac, what's going on? Mac, what's going on? Good to see you. Ooh, Ghost. I like this right here. There's a reason in the folklore a vampire has to be invited in. Ooh, I like that. I like that. I like that. I like that. Mac, tonight's live stream is about 4 emotional signs of autism and ADHD. And we can recap. We can recap the signs real quick for those people who just joined. 4 emotional signs of autism and ADHD. Number 1, you feel emotions intensely but struggle to express them. Number 2, you feel misunderstood more often than most people. Number 3, small emotional setbacks, small for lack of a better term, can feel much bigger than they seem. And number 4, right here, you need time alone to regulate your emotions. Guys, this one's big. This one is big right here. Number 4, you need time alone to regulate your emotions. Guys, this is huge right here. You need time alone. How do you know if you're a person who needs a lot of time alone to regulate your emotions? Well, I'll tell you. If you're the kind of person that you get overwhelmed and you don't know what you're feeling, but you're having big emotions, so you isolate yourself for a little bit. And as you get rest, and as you isolate yourself, as you focus on only you, you realize now what emotions you're experiencing. And you realize what decision you want to make. Some of us don't know what we want to do until we get by ourselves. Like, you don't really know how you're feeling. It takes us longer to process our emotions. I get that. But you have to isolate yourself. You have to step away from the pack and really slow it down. And then as you slow things down, you're like, okay. That comment hurt me. I didn't know why I was so upset, but that comment hurt me. A good friend of mine, me and him were talking. He's also a comedian. And I don't know what y'all know about comedians, but we comedians are very sensitive people, probably because we're neurodivergent, but we're very sensitive individuals, more than you would realize. So I'm talking with a good friend of mine. I would consider him to be a really good friend. We're going back and forth, just saying a couple of jokes, and he said something that in the moment, I didn't think it was a big deal. After I got off the phone with him, I called my brother and I told my brother what my friend said. And I said it in a joking way. And my brother was like, "Hey, that's a rude comment. That comment was disrespectful." And I said, "Oh, he was just joking. I don't think it's a big deal." And my brother's like, "Nah, that was a rude comment." I said, I said, "Thank you for having my back, and I'll think about that." I woke up the next morning. And when I woke up next morning, I'm like, you know what? I don't feel good about what my friend told me. Like, I took offense to it, but I needed a whole night by myself to really figure out how I felt about that comment. And Mac, no, there's nothing on my shoulders. This is Jersey. This Jersey's funny like that. There's nothing on my shoulders. It looks like there's something on my shoulders though, but there's nothing there. But after I took a whole night to get some rest, I realized that the comment my friend made, it really hurt me. It hurt me. And I sent him a voice memo. I was like, "Hey, you know, after the conversation we had last night, we're joking back and forth, and I thought that the jokes were cool, but this one thing that you said really hurt me. And I'm telling you because I want to keep our friendship and I value our friendship. So me telling you that you hurt my feelings is a sign that I want to reconcile. I want to work through this." And fortunately for me, he understood what I was saying. We spoke on the phone and we hashed it out and everything was all good. And guys, keep in mind, if somebody comes to you with a problem and it's a big thing and they want to talk it through, it means that they want to keep that relationship intact. If you offend somebody or vice versa, and they make no attempt to rectify things, oh, that person's out. They don't care. They're gone. They're gone. Someone who doesn't care will not try to work through a difficult conversation. They're just going to dip out. They're gone. So we talked it out and everything was fine. But I needed time alone to figure out how I felt about that. And now I know that whenever I have a big decision coming up, I gotta isolate a little bit. And when I say isolate, I'm not talking about going to Idaho for the weekend, which I could do that, or going to Hawaii or just going somewhere remote and just thinking by myself and just sitting there, legs crossed Indian style, just trying to think through things. No, I'm not talking about that. Not that will work too, right? But sometimes you have to take time to yourself to really figure out how you feel about something. And if you're somebody who you do this consistently and it works, if this works for you, yeah, you need to be in my office. Come get that autism diagnosis. Come get the ADHD diagnosis, because that could be what's going on. If every time you get frustrated and you're dysregulated and you need to regulate your emotions and you take time to yourself and it actually works, yeah, that's a sign that you're probably neurospicy. It's a sign. Erica says, "That's so true. Every time someone says something, I close myself and go nonverbal for a while. I didn't know for what, but I understand." Erica, you might be one of us. You might be one of us. I spoke to someone at church and it turned out to be a good conversation. She had no idea she came across the way I took it. Right. And guys, look, nobody likes confrontation. Oh, I apologize. Some people do. Some people want the smoke. All right. But the majority of us, we just want to have a good day. We're not tripping over all of that. Right. If somebody comes to you and it's a difficult conversation, but they want to work through something, it's a sign that they want to preserve that relationship. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. Coral on TikTok says, "Yes, some of my family members make jokes about people who are neurodivergent and it hurts." Hey, guys, look, these neurodivergent jokes, they're not going to stop. Back in the day, they used to call people the R word. Like that was all the time. And like, that was just a thing. There wasn't no safe space for neurodivergence. They just called you slow or they call you the R word and, they laugh at that. And some of them were undiagnosed neurodivergent themselves, and they didn't even know it. But it used to be a running joke to laugh at people who, you know, were in special education classes, to laugh at people who had a 504 plan, laugh at the kids with the IEPs, to laugh at the kids who have to go into the nurse's office and take medications. It used to be a running joke. It's a little bit better now, I would think. But back in the day, it was rough. It was rough. It was rough. Oh, I do this as well. I sit in the shower. I sit in the shower. And yeah, we can do a water break, guys. Someone dropped the magic word because we are at the 1 hour mark. I will sit in the shower and I mean, I've done this before. And the girl I was dating at that time, she knocked on the bathroom door. She said, "Kojo, you've been in the shower for like an hour. Are you okay? Like, are you good?" She was concerned. She was legit concerned about me. I was chilling. I was just in the shower. The water is coming down. I'm sitting down. Water's coming down. I'm just thinking. I got my music playing. I'm just thinking. I'm vibing. Thinking. I'm good. I'm good. I'm fine. I'm good. I just need time to think. That's all. I just need time to think. That's it. Yeah, 1 hour mark. Big cheers, y'all. Big cheers. I like a shower beer. A shower beer? What is that? A shower beer. Today I actually drank enough water, but I was peeing like a cat. I have some cats pee a lot, but I drank a lot of water today. My cousin hides in the bathroom. She says it's her safe space. No, the bathroom is a safe space for us. Drink a beer in the shower. Okay. Guys, is this a thing? A shower beer tastes good because is this a thing? Like I never heard about this. Drinking a beer in the shower. Okay. Okay. It must be new. Okay. Drinking a beer in the shower. I'm not a beer drinker, but I might try it for the one time. One of these days. Shower beers is awesome. Okay. No, y'all put me on something. On TikTok. They do it on TikTok too. It's when you drink a beer in the shower. Okay, this is crazy. I never knew that people drank beers in the shower. Okay. Shower beer. Okay. All right then. Shower beers. Interesting. Bath wine. Okay. 100% shower beer. Hey, free balling. That's funny. You're in the shower. You're sitting down there. You got some sad music playing. Probably some Creed or something. Some Creed or maybe some old school Avril Lavigne. You're sitting there, naked. The water's coming down your face. You feel it. You just down the beer. You put it to the side. You go. You exhale while the water is dripping on your face. A shower beer. Shower wine. Oh, okay. Some of us are a little classy. You got the little wine like this. A shower wine and a shower beer. Oh, that's funny. Beer is tasty. Good for nap. Yeah, it does act as a depressant, so it will kind of chill you out a little. I don't like beers, but I do sit in the shower with a little seat music and a bottle. Okay. A little wine. They have holders for wine in the shower now. Okay, I gotta do some research because this is a whole different thing. Like y'all have educated me on this. Callie, this is what I was thinking. Like this is my first thought. But if the water's coming down on you, like how would you smoke? But between bath time and smoking versus a shower beer, I would go with the bath time and smoking. Just me, because just me. And somebody asks, how do I unwind? That's a good question. How do I unwind? As a kid, I was reading books. Kid version of Kojo had it right. We would read books and not be on the phone. I unwind by doom scrolling. If I'm being honest, I doom scroll on social media like everybody else. Um, I used to get high a lot to unwind, and uh, that wasn't the best for me. Like it wasn't the best for my mental health. In the moment, it was, but it kind of did lead to some more problems. But unwinding right now, um, really just taking my trazodone and going to sleep. That's how I unwind. But I am reading more, not a lot, but I'm reading a little bit more. So I'm working on that. Farting in the shower. Okay, all right then. All right then. Oh! You smoke before the. Oh, okay, okay. That makes sense. 'Cause I'm like, how you smoke when the water's coming down on you? Someone says I need to on TikTok. Someone says I need to stop doom scrolling so much here lately. Yeah, no, the doom scrolling is that's a big problem. And Fearless says, I hate getting caught in the scrolling. Positive though, that's how I found this live. Guys, the thing about the doom scrolling is that it's not the healthiest for you, but when you doom scroll, you come across my content and then you follow me, and I appreciate that. So let's work on the scrolling, but I certainly do appreciate every single follow. And Mac, you're good. No worries. Life happens. And last week, I took a break from live streaming. Just had so much traveling with the tour, and that 1 week break I took from streaming felt like a month. I took a 1 week break from streaming. It felt like a month. I'm like, dang, like am I am I even still somebody who does this anymore? Do I know how to stream? Like I have to recalibrate. Allison, I appreciate you. Thank you. I appreciate you. I have a PhD in doom scrolling. That's funny. And we are in the Q&A section right now, so we'll Q&A for like another 10 minutes, and then I'll watch this USA World Cup game. Tour is going great. We kicked off with 2 shows in Houston, 2 shows in Nashville, 1 show in New York, and then 1 show in Chicago. So that's 2, 4, 5, 6 shows in 4 cities within like a month and a half time frame. And now we are preparing for Boston, Massachusetts. Well, Springfield first. We are preparing for Springfield, Massachusetts, and then the following day we're going to be looking at Boston, Massachusetts. That's July 24th and July 25th and July 26th. So in Boston, we have to change the venue. The show is actually on the 24th, and we have to change the venue. I'm going to make a video about it and post it online so that way people know what's going on. We have to change the venue and the show date. So it's no longer the 24th. It's now on the 26th. And the Springfield, Massachusetts day is still the same. So Springfield, Massachusetts is close to Hartford, Connecticut. It's close to Connecticut. And that is July the 25th. So if you miss me in New York, I'm coming back to the East Coast, and I'm coming to the New England area. So I'm coming back. I'm pretty close to Maine, but it's not quite Maine. It's not quite Maine, but I love to come to Maine at some point. It will be? Okay. Oh, this would be the best. I do that all the time. The World Cup will be won by Ghana. That's a hopeful wish right there. It's a hopeful wish. Question right here. And also, I'm about to answer some questions on TikTok too. So for my TikTokers, I have not neglected y'all. I'm about to get to it. How do we get our logical spouses to understand us AuDHDers? Shannon, a great question. I think if you have a logical spouse, the best thing you can do is to show them a video or refer them to a book where they can learn about neurodivergent individuals. And also show them examples of other people, because the person that is married to you or dating you, they know you. So if you do something that's clearly because of your autism, they're gonna say, "Oh, that's just you. Like everybody does that. Like that's just you." Or they'll say nobody does that. That's just a you thing. And when they learn that there's other people who are autistic or other folks who have ADHD who operate in the same manner, it's gonna open their eyes. But you're gonna have to be with somebody who wants to know about you. They don't have to understand, but they have to have the desire to want to know about you. How is overstimulation connected with wanting to doom scroll? Great question. Sometimes you can be overstimulated, and doom scrolling can regulate you. It can bring you to a nice baseline. Same thing with being understimulated. Because if you're understimulated, then you're bored, and being bored is not good. When you're bored, you get destructive. You find yourself in trouble, and you can also doom scroll for hours. Do I like bluegrass music? I think I like country music. I don't know what bluegrass consists of, but I'm sure I've heard some bluegrass before that I've rocked out to. But I don't exactly know what would qualify as bluegrass music. Mac, I appreciate you. And whenever you get busy, you can't be on the chat. It's all good. Come back whenever you have the chance. It's all good. Now, Happy Cassie says, I make sure to show your shorts reels to my husband every time I want him to understand me. Now he does, thanks to you. Aw, you're about to make me blush. If I was white, I'd be blushing right now. Maybe you can see it, through the brown skin. But if I was white, I'd be blushing. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. The videos are a great, quick and short way to educate people and hopefully entertain them. So I'm happy that it's cutting through and making a difference. I would love to come to Wisconsin at some point. When I was in Chicago, a lot of audience members were telling me to come to Wisconsin. I had multiple people who drove from Wisconsin to Chicago. I'm not good with geography at this point in my life. So I forgot that Wisconsin and Chicago, like they're right there, or Illinois and Chicago. I said Illinois, Chicago. Illinois and Wisconsin are bordering states. So yeah, I would love to come to Wisconsin at some point. Sierra Farrell is amazing bluegrass. Sierra Farrell. Okay. Gotta check her out. Black folks blush. Do we? I think we do a little bit. So bluegrass is kind of like gospel. Okay, I can rock with that. Nickel Creek. Not Nickelback, but Nickel Creek. Okay. Callie drove from Milwaukee to Chicago. Thank you, by the way. Thank you. So yeah, Wisconsin and Illinois border each other, and I gotta do something in Wisconsin because there's a lot of people up there who would love to come to a show. So I gotta do something in Wisconsin. I gotta do something there. Missed you, New York, but hope you come back to the East Coast. I will. I'm coming back to the East Coast in approximately a month. Just a month from now, we're coming back to the East Coast. Springfield, Illinois. Okay, got it. On TikTok, somebody says, have you ever thought about coming to Cincinnati yet? I have, and I'm talking to my promoter right now. We have some Ohio shows that we're going to be adding. So be on the lookout for some Ohio shows. It's coming. Ohio. Will you be coming to Canada? I like to do a lot of shows in Vancouver. So I'm looking to add some more in Vancouver, and I'm looking to come to Toronto at some point. And let me see. You should come to Idaho. Mary, what city in Idaho? Coeur d'Alene, Boise, or just come to Idaho? I've never been. I'd love to go. Can you touch on the combo of CPTSD and ADHD, in particular, how it can be used to one's advantage? So here's the thing with CPTSD. It's not necessarily a negative thing, but you will be somebody who struggles to be present. All right. If you have ADHD, you already struggle to be present. Your mind's everywhere but the present moment. You're here. And if you have CPTSD, you're always thinking about what could go wrong. So you're always bracing for something instead of just sitting in the moment. At the same time, if you're somebody who's hypervigilant, you're more than likely somebody who's good at pattern recognition. So a positive trait of that is your intuition is pretty good. And unfortunately, it's coming from the trauma, but your intuition is pretty good. So when you realize that you shouldn't be in a situation, or that you need to get out of a relationship, or that you're not safe, you're able to get out because you've seen this happen before, right? So you don't have to experience it again. So I guess that would be a potential plus to having ADHD and CPTSD. So, you got to find a silver lining in everything. Mary says, Boise, Idaho. I would love to come to Boise. I learned about your AuDHD from you, and I'm pretty sure I have it too. JD, I appreciate you. Thank you very much. CPTSD has sharpened my AuDHD masking. Oh no, it can definitely do that. And some of us are really good at pretending to be normal. So much that you've forgotten who you actually are. Some of us are really good at pretending to be normal. Really good. If you pretend to be normal long enough, you'll have somewhat of an identity crisis. You're like, who am I? Like who actually am I? Like, I don't know who I am anymore. Or did I actually ever know who I was? Very inspiring. What is your training? My training is actually, let me get, I was going to go back to elementary school and tell you about my education from second grade at Taylor Stratton Elementary School, but I know what you're asking. My training, associate's degree from the University of West Alabama in Livingston, Alabama, then a bachelor's of science and nursing degree from Western Governors University in Salt Lake City, Utah. That was an online program. Then I got my doctorate of nursing practice degree with a specialty in psychiatry and mental health from Augusta University. That's my DNP degree. And Augusta University was where I also worked at the psych hospital for almost 10 years. And then after that, I went to Virginia and I started my career. And I started off in forensic psychiatry, did that for 16 months. And then I moved to California to do social media full time. And then, we went from 400,000 followers to now 6.1 million followers online. And yeah, we're having fun. God's good. God is good. Do you recommend medicating ADHD for someone diagnosed at 40? Yes. The answer is yes. I believe that the most helpful thing you can do for ADHD is to take medications. I don't get paid extra for prescribing pills. So like, I'm not in, cahoots with the drug companies to like force feed you Adderall or anything like that. I'm not, but I take medications for ADHD, and it's the number one most helpful thing that I do for my ADHD. It is the number one most helpful thing that I do. Now I exercise 5-6 times a week, and that'll be the second. So that's very helpful. But man, these medications it's a game changer. The medication helps specifically for ADHD, helps to regulate your emotions. Like we just talked for an hour and a half almost about how emotions are hard to deal with. So ADHD meds help with that. Helps to regulate my focus, so I can focus on, figuring out different ways to make life easier. It helps with wakefulness. It helps you wake up. I mean, it's a stimulant. It helps you wake up. And a lot of us who have ADHD, like the majority of the day, we're just kind of like tired in the day. Without my medications, I wouldn't be fully awake until like 2-3 p.m. Like, I'm not kidding y'all. Like I would drag through the morning and just be like, like that's how I was in school. I was just kind of like dragging through the day, like, school, like, yeah. What's up, guys? I didn't have any. I didn't have any medications back then, so I was raw dogging it. I was a raw dogger. I was a raw dogger. Can the combo of ADHD and CPSC mimic aspects of antisocial personality disorder? Oh, it definitely can. Keep in mind with trauma, and almost all of us who are neurodivergent have some type of trauma, right? With trauma can lead to personality disorders, right? So you could have antisocial personality disorder because of the trauma that you experienced as a kid. So, great questions, by the way. Can I ask at what age you were diagnosed? Dr. Peterson, Grovetown, Georgia, first year of DMP school, 2017. I gotta do the math. It was 25, 26. You know, you're getting old when you have to like add the years up and then count. You're like, 26. 26. Why is it hard to get an autism diagnosis in late 30s, early 40s? Because a lot of people will misdiagnose you with other things, bipolar, PTSD, personality disorders. People don't account for the fact that there's an emotional aspect to autism and ADHD, and that can lead to mood swings. Instead of just diagnosing somebody with a mood disorder ASAP. Yeah. And women get diagnosed like 40 years after men anyways on average. So, women tend to wait, but late 30s, early 40s, you waiting a little bit too long. You waiting a little bit too long. On TikTok, somebody says, what made you realize it was time to get diagnosed? I was about to fail out of grad school, actually. I was about to fail out of grad school. We almost didn't have Dr. Kojo. I was going to fail out of grad school. My relationship with the girl I was dating was just getting worse and worse. She's like, I don't ever see you. And I'm like, I'm fighting for my life right now. I was like financially behind on everything. And I was still like helping out parents and my grandparents. So I reached a breaking point where I'm like, all right, man, like at this point, like, shoot, like I'm about to fail out of grad school. Like I was desperate. That's what it boiled down to, just being desperate and looking for answers any and every way. And that's when I finally booked the appointment. And I went to my primary care doctor, Dr. Pearson in Grovetown, Georgia. I still remember him. I'll never forget him in that moment. Saved my life. For real. For real. I think I'm decently smart. Working in a psych hospital, I enjoy it. I enjoy it because your patients count on you a lot, and I think it's my favorite place I've ever worked at. I really do think it's my favorite place I've ever worked at. The patients count on you, and they're coming at the worst moments of their lives, and we get to give them some hope and let them know that they're not the only ones that are going through pain and trauma. And sometimes we get to go outside and play basketball with the patients, which is fun, or we get to throw the football around. So throw the football, like that's how I would do assessments at the psych hospital. Like I would like to get the football and throw and talk. Let's throw and talk. Let's throw and talk. And then we'll talk about some sports too. Talk about the Patriots and Tom Brady and how they're cheating all the time. And then we would eventually get around to why you're at the hospital. Oh, okay, you stopped taking your lithium, so on and so forth. But the psych hospital, man, great place, great place, great place. I'm trying to see this. Some comments that I missed. Caffeine can make some people with ADHD calm or sleepy. Oh yeah. I could actually take my ADHD meds and go to sleep. Like I'm not gonna do it tonight. Like I don't want to risk that. I'm trying to like actually sleep when it's time. But I would not be shocked about, like, I could take my ADHD meds and like just go to bed. I would focus for a little bit and then I would go straight to sleep. Now I'm 33 right now. Is that what Google says? Does Google say I'm 35? Making me older. Making me older now. I know. I'm only 33. I'm a young buck. I'm a young buck. I'm a young buck now. Red Bull naps. That's funny. Last time I was in the psych hospital, I actually found peace there because I was surrounded by the people who understood what it felt. And it was an unmasked environment. I've always thought about this too, because I think that the psych hospital is the last place on earth where you can actually go and find actual peace. Like you actually get a break there. And maybe you may have had a psychotic break to put you in the hospital, but you get a real break in the psych hospital. Like you get to be away from your phone. You get to focus on getting 8 hours of sleep. You take your medications. It's a very healing place. Other places that could do that, jail. I'm not saying go to jail, but jail or any type of detainment. Anytime you're detained for anything against your will, not that we want that, but it kind of forces you to slow down and focus on the basics. And if you take the lessons that you learn at the psych hospital and you apply them at home, you would always be successful. You're waking up taking your medications. You know, you're eating meals around the clock, right? You eat your 3 meals. You go to bed on time. You wake up in the morning on time. Like if you follow the psych hospital rules in real life, you would actually be really good. Like everything that I do for the patients at the psych hospital, if I followed the advice that I tell the patients, I would live a healthier lifestyle. I would live a healthier lifestyle. But I'm just so hypocritical where I'll say, hey, like get your sleep, you know, like have a nighttime routine, you know, stay off your phone. Of course, there's no phones at the psych hospital, but I'd say, you know, stay off your phone, you know, whatever. I just don't do what I tell people to do. So I'm working on that right now. I'm working on learning how to take my own advice. It's very difficult. I'm working on it. I'm learning how to live life. I'm learning how to adult, honestly. At my age, I'm learning. Psych hospital, jail, or vacation on the lake. I mean, obviously, I think you'll take the vacation on the lake, but out of the three, where would you have the most rest? You would have the best rest at the psych hospital. I promise you. You would have the best rest there. Because when you're on vacation, you don't get rest. You're on vacation, you're thinking about what you got to do. You think about the itinerary. Like, oh, tomorrow we're going to go to the lake, and after we're going to go to the beach, and then we're going to go to the mountains, and, you know. And then jail, you know, like you're being temporarily detained over there. So you're kind of stressed. The psych hospital, you would actually get the best rest. I don't know about y'all, but I don't rest on vacation. I get very little sleep on vacation. You know, I say I'm going to sleep on vacation. It's not true. It's not true. And you actually get coffee at the psych hospital, and they have great coloring books. Mm-hmm. There's a lady who checks herself in there periodically when she feels overwhelmed. Like, once again, I don't know why we don't do this more. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, it's actually a great idea. Like, life gets too much, you get overwhelmed, and is this too much for you? It's like, all right, hey, I'm gonna take a real vacation. I'm gonna go to the psych hospital, a real vacation. Because if she's in there for a week, and look, I can promise you all this right now. Everybody watching this live stream, everybody watching right now, if for a week straight you got 8 hours, and I don't do this, by the way. I'm working on learning how to do this, so I'm gonna get there. I'm not perfect. I'm working on getting there. But if we got 8 hours of sleep every night, if we woke up and we didn't go straight to our phones and we colored for a little bit and we read and we talked to people, and then we ate 3 meals throughout the day, We got a little bit of exercise in. You walk up and down, you pace, or maybe you play some basketball, whatever. You get some exercise in. If you did those 4 things for a week straight, your mental health will be better. And that's a guarantee. All of us sleep on time, wake up on time, eat nutritious meals, work out, don't be on your phone for too long. 4 or 5 things. If we did that for a week straight and you came back to me next week, you would tell me that you had a really good week, that you felt really good. But sometimes we have to be forced to do that because we just, it's hard. Jilly on TikTok says, so I need to color before I go to bed. Yeah, you need to be off your phone. And once again, I feel like a hypocrite because I'll tell Jill to, color, but then I'll charge my main phone, but then my backup phone is charged. My backup phone is on 95%. So now I can play games on here. And if this phone is dead, if both my phones are dead, I can still hop on my iPad and play some games over here. And if my iPad is dead for some reason, I can hop on PlayStation and I can play MLB The Show for a couple of hours. It's not healthy, guys. It's not healthy. And I'm working on it. I love to go for a digital detox. I would too. I need me a nice digital detox in the forest. I need that. A psych hospital in Africa, it looked like a vacation. Lady had her phone sitting on the grass drilling and everything. Oh, look, if they gave you phones at the psych hospital, I promise you, people would not want to leave. I feel like that is one of the reasons why we can't give you phones at the psych hospital. The main reason is for safety and like HIPAA and to keep everybody safe. But if you were allowed to have your phone at the psych hospital, I promise you, people would not want to leave. Why would you want to leave? I would discharge somebody, and hey, like it's time to go back home. You've done it. You got better. And they're like, no, I'm hearing voices. Like I'm not ready to go home. I'm not ready to go home because you want to be on your phone. Literally, that's all you're missing at the psych hospital. Your phone. But then that's a problem too. The phone is a problem. But that's literally all you're missing. Once you have your phone in there, you're good. You're good. Psych hospital forces you to be present, to sit with yourself. We had therapy with dogs, coloring, did meditation. Guys, and for the people who say that the psych hospital is dangerous, look, I feel safer in the psych hospital than I do eating brunch at a breakfast spot in a safe neighborhood. You're safer at the psych hospital than outside. Because you can be outside eating lunch with the family and somebody could come in and there's an active shooter. I'm not saying that, I'm not wishing that upon you, but like, hey, like things happen. Things happen. Oh, Red Rooster, I appreciate you. And I was supposed to end this live stream, but I got carried away. I be getting carried away. Hey, Andrea knows me. Andrea knows me. Hey, chill out. You're telling too much truth. Too truthful. You're right. Yeah. Yeah. I said who is winning that USA game? My goodness. USA soccer. I forgot about it. Oh, it was 2-2 in the 73rd minute. 2-2. Okay, cool. So I'll catch the last 20 minutes of it. Gosh. How'd you have your phone at the psych hospital? Huh. Okay. Interesting. I took a phone set before They picked me up. Right. I mean, that's the thing. I feel like you want to do, like, let family know, hey, like, I'm good. Because if you don't let your family know where you're at, they're gonna be like worried, you know. So David, thank you for the update. I got carried away. But look, I love live streaming so much. Like, the hardest part about live streaming is starting the damn stream. It's hitting the go live button. Cause like I'm behind on the last thing that I was doing. I'd be behind on that. I'd be scrambling around like I'm still neurodivergent, you know. I feel like you're glorifying being in a psych hospital. No, look, Gina, it depends on where you go and what doctors you have. You can go to a psych hospital and have a very bad experience. Like, some hospitals aren't good, and some doctors don't care. I'll tell you that right now. Some doctors are checked out. Some doctors are in there. They're just there to get paid. You know, and you know, we get paid well, but like if you even if you get paid well and you feel like you're not making a difference, that's soulless work. Like, how can you take pride in that? So some people don't have good experiences, and yes, we should acknowledge that. We should acknowledge that. Rachel, praying for your son, hoping that he does well in there and he comes out and he does really good. Kelly, yeah, look, look, you know, when people will come out here, Amanda, thank you for coming on. I appreciate you. Folks will come on here and they're like, "Are you neurospicy too?" I'm like, throughout the live stream, I showed the signs and symptoms. Like, the time blindness, my sense of time is completely messed up. 5 minutes and 2 hours is the same to me. And 10 minutes and 45 minutes is clearly the same. Like Andrea said, I was like, oh, we'll be on here for 10 more minutes. It's like another 30. And then at the beginning of the live stream, I said, oh, we're going to be on here for 45 minutes. We've doubled that. Like, we've more than doubled that. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah, my goodness. Okay, all right. I will go catch the rest of this USA game, and hope that the boys in the blue can pull it out. It's a tie game right now, and the US doesn't need this game technically to move on because they're already clinched. But I'm gonna watch the game, lock in, enjoy it. Man, we've had a great live stream, man. I love y'all and I appreciate y'all. And I think we should have a live stream about. Let me write that down. We should have a live stream where we talk about psych hospitals specifically, because I've been doing a lot of writing, not just for stand-up comedy, just writing in general. But I have a lot of thoughts about psych hospitals, and at least for me, whenever I've been at the psych hospital, I've always taken my job seriously. I don't take myself seriously. Like, I'm a big kid, but I take the job seriously. Psych hospitals live streams. Okay. All right, guys. The next live stream will be 2 hours later. How to know if you... Oh, that's a good one right there. Some really good ideas right here. Really good ideas right here. Sierra, Ghana on Saturday. Oh my gosh, Ghana on Saturday. I'm a little nervous, but I'm excited. I'm gonna be screaming like a little girl or a little boy. Kyle, this sounds like me. This really sounds like me. Doom scrolling, getting a snack, and I'm like, oh snap, the game was on. I'm about to put the game on right now. But the next live stream, guys, is next week, Tuesday, 9 o'clock East Coast time, 6 o'clock West Coast time. And then again on Thursday next week, 9 o'clock East Coast time, 6 o'clock West Coast time. That's 2 a.m. in the UK. That is 4 p.m. in Hawaii, 5 p.m. in Alaska, 6 p.m. in Seattle, 7 p.m. in Phoenix, 8 p.m. in Dallas, 9 p.m. in New York. So that's that. And also, we are coming out east to Massachusetts, Boston, July 26th. The day before, we're going to be in Springfield, Massachusetts, July 25th. So we're looking forward to hanging out with those of y'all who are in the Massachusetts area. For more information on tickets, hit the link in my bio, and I will see you all next week. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for rocking out with me. Y'all are the best online community in the world. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all, and I'll see you all on Tuesday. Go USA, go Ghana, and go Norway. Peace. I'm out.